Fine, let's talk about some music, shall we? I can't actually, put up any track. I can't let you hear stuff because that's not allowed generally in the YouTube. That's not how it works. But I can tell you what I like and send you off to try a couple of things. So you should probably do that. If I'm going to say something that you've never heard before, go check it out because I think it's good. Which is enough of a reason, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to do today. I'm going to focus on things that aren't, I want to say obvious, but, I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but who doesn't like them? Especially if you were born during the 90s and grew up, after, at some point during the 2000s, the early 2000s, you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, because you do. It's very basic stuff. There's nothing much to say there. I want to go to the little bit, esoteric things, to a little bit of faraway things that not most people know of, and to the niche type of music that not everybody knows of. And that's what I want to recommend today and talk about. So if you know this, great. If you don't, go check it out. It'll be cool. So let's just talk about a couple of things. First of all, I wrote down a little bit of a list of subjects I want to talk about, subjects being mostly bands and actual artists that make stuff. So the first one is Sigur Rós. Okay, Sigur Rós, that's how they're called. And they are an Icelandic. Are they Icelandic? I'm pretty sure they're Icelandic, and I'm not getting this wrong. But they are a band from Icelandia, which is a place. And they make two different types of music. One of it is really weird, and that's more of their early stuff. And that's not really music, it's more just weird than anything else. And the other type, the wonderful type, most of their body of work is post-rock. Post-rock is a genre that not a lot of people know. To best describe it, it's really long tracks that have really weird names. Really long tracks that have really weird names. And it has weird build-ups. I don't know if that's a good way of explaining it, but once you hear it, what I just said makes a little bit of sense, I think. It's a genre that does not fit everybody, and even I have trouble with some of its bands. I like the things that are a little bit more connected to mainstreametry, if that's a word. That's probably not a word. But Sigur Rós specifically does very pleasant things. They have nothing very angry. They have nothing angry. And I like calling post-rock orgasmic music, because it's music that if you close your eyes and just listen to it, you'll have a brain orgasm. That's how I see it. Some of their tracks are absolutely just fantastic and revitalizing and just makes you feel incredible. And I also found that Sigur Rós specifically, and we're focusing on them a little bit more, is great work music, because work music is stuff that don't have lyrics, so it doesn't mess with your mind. It's just something in the background, and it works phenomenally. They do have lyrics, but most of them, they use two languages. One is Icelandic, which I do not understand and sounds like complete gibberish to me, like completely unintelligible. And the other one is actually a language you can't tell, but I read a little bit about him, and apparently it's a language that the lead singer invented, and it's basically mumbling and doesn't have any meaning. So in some songs are that, some songs are that, some songs are that. Not that I can tell, but I don't understand any of it, so whatever, might as well. If you want to check them out a little bit, I really recommend Hopipola, which means hopping into puddles. All of their songs the name is in Icelandic, so you can't understand it, and they have translations. So I'm going to give you the translations because English. Hopipola, which is hopping into puddles. Lost at Sea, which is Slagapur or something like that. We Play Endlessly, which is, I'm giving you like the happiest tracks, all right? The tracks that have the most energy into them. A lot of other stuff are more calm and really great work music. And probably one of my favorite songs, if not my most favorite song from them, is Within Me a Lunatic Sings, which is so revitalizing that it's like joy. It's just pure joy, and I absolutely love that. So that's Sigur Rós. Let's put them aside. Oh, one more thing that I actually have to say about them. It is incredibly surprising and weird to hear Sigur Rós, especially once you start knowing the band and start knowing their tracks, to hear them in a lot of movies, usually art movies, or even big blockbuster movies, especially in establishing shots from far away, in documentaries. Their music is everywhere, and it was so weird during 2008, 9, 10 to just watch any movie and have a track from Sigur Rós at some point. It was like, I know that. Now I know that. I've heard it a million times, but I know it's from cigarettes, and it's just weird. It's just really weird. I don't know if you'll have that experience or not, but that's an experience that I had and I found really, really cool. So that's cigarettes. Let's finish talking about them. 5 minutes in. Lovely. So I'll be short with everything else, I think. Electro swing, electric swing, or electro swing. They took swing. Swing is great music. It's awesome, but it's kind of old and it gets kind of dull. It's also what I get from jazz music. Jazz music is incredibly inventive and it's really, really cool, but it's too slow for me. I need more of a beat. I need more of a tempo. And when you put electric elements, and I love electronic music, which we'll talk about, but I love electronic music, and you take swing into that, you get samples from old swing music, and you put in electric stuff, it sounds amazing. And the two bands that are, the band and the dude that's at the top as far as I'm concerned, or at least that's most of what I hear, one of them is called Caravan Palace. They have really, really cool upbeat stuff. And Parav Stellar, I hope I'm saying that correctly, Parav Stellar, probably something like that. He's been working for years and years and years. Caravan Palace are a little bit newer. Both of them have amazing stuff. Everything they made is really great. Caravan Palace have 2 full albums. They're wonderful. Just go check them out. Write Caravan Palace, whatever pops up on YouTube. They'll be pretty good. So just check those things out. If it might not be your cup of tea, but it's something interesting that I really like. And if you get into it, you would love everything else. It's cool. It's something very unique to that. So that's electric swing. If we go to electronic specifically, I just have to mention the greats. And for me, they're considered the greats. They do have newer stuff. Not as great as the old stuff, but that's, nostalgia wins over anything else. But the big ones are Daft Punk, which everybody knows, Justice, which most people also know, and Röyksopp, which are also wonderful. Röyksopp actually I was really lucky to see them in concert, live, at the Electric Picnic 2009? I think it was 2009. It was a festival. They had a ninja with an electric guitar. Kind of won me over. When you got a ninja with an electric guitar, you kind of win. So that works up. That's GG. Good game. All right. That's that. If we're leaving electronic and returning to something more akin to post-rock. Why did soft rock? Post-rock. It's 2 bands that I specifically like. Post-rock has a lot of bands, and remember, weirder names for the tracks and really long tracks, and they're weird. All right, they're really weird. So, and that's Explosions in the Sky. I actually also got to see them in concert, and they were phenomenal. This is more akin to orgasmic music, but it's much more rock-oriented. They're a rock band, really, that does post-rock, and it could get angry at times. It is really orgasmic music. It's kind of the stuff that, even if you're hearing them, you're not really, dancing or you're more like just mesmerized and just mesmerized by it, because it's so good and gets in your head and it triggers something, and I don't know if I can explain it. That's Explosions in the Sky. Your Hand Is Mine is probably their biggest and my most favorite track. It's amazing. Explosions in the Sky, Your Hand in Mine, I love that one. There's a couple of riffs there are just like majestic. Another post-rock band that has very strong influence from electronic music and does really, really, really weird stuff at times is called 65 Days of Static. 65 Days of Static, yeah. 65 DOS Kids. 65 Kids is what their fans are called. 65 Kids. And they're actually pretty big in that scene, and they have tremendous amounts of work. Some of it really weird, some of it really good. So you should check that out at least a little bit. What was the name? I gotta find the name of the specific track that I wanted to tell you that I didn't write down, but I really, really wanted to tell you about, which is the distant and mechanized glow of Eastern European dance parties. The distant and mechanized glow of Eastern European dance parties is probably my most beloved, most insane, weird, really long, really weird name. I don't know if it's weird, but that's an EP of them, and I love it. They're weird. Post-rock is weird, but it's amazing at times. So yeah, other than that, I only have the standard stuff that, games, which is video game music. Bastion, Guacamelee, Dust Force, games that you've played and have amazing soundtracks, usually it's the indie stuff, because Mass Effect has, and Halo has giant orchestral things, and it's okay, but mostly it's the indie stuff that have the really cool music that's weird. Everybody knows Bastion has one of the best soundtracks of any game ever. I really liked Guacamelee, Dust Force. I could just start naming, you know, indie tracks, but we'll stop there. Any indie game, get the soundtrack. They're good. And 8-bit. 8-bit is lovely. Specifically, I really like Anima Noguchi. They make really violent tracks, I feel. And I think that works very well with 8-bit, though you could do a little bit more of... When you do 8-bit in a more calmed, relaxed fashion, to me it sounds a little bit streamy to the eye, to the eyes. To the ears, it's kind of like... it kind of squeaks in my ear, but when you do something angry, somehow it sounds good. I don't know. I like 8-bit a lot. I found Anima Noguchi to be one of my favorite bands because they're really angry, if that makes sense, in the sound. They're not angry people. I don't know them. But yeah, that's 8-bit. And last mention that I have to say is Overclocked Remix, which is a giant community of remixes, of game remixes. Only game remixes in a plethora of genres. And that's definitely a site you want to check out. Have a game that you've played in the past. For me, it's like Sonic. It's all the Sonic tracks in the world. More Sonic tracks everywhere. I love Sonic. Clearly, there's Mario and Zelda and whatever, every other old game you could think about. But go ahead and check out the remixes. Some of those things are amazing. Some of them are less so. But they have over, like, I don't know, 2,000 plus tracks, remixes of all kinds of games. You should definitely check that out. And yeah, that's it. That's the Why You Should About Music. I made it in like 12 minutes. That's okay. That's pretty good, I think. I didn't bullshit too much, I hope. And yeah, let me know what you think of this. All this this music, if you know most of it or some of it. I probably missed out a ton. I could probably talk about music all day, but that's just the stuff that stand out that I really like and are kind of weird. And Red Hot Chili Peppers. Because who doesn't, right? Okay. I'm sorry. Stadium Arcadium, by the way, is my favorite. I think it's their masterpiece, and they should stop making tracks after that because the rest is horrible. And that's it. Okay, let's. That was a terrible ending to the music. Why You Should. Those are my personal preferences and ideas and thoughts as usual. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. We finally did this. Yeah. I wonder what will be next week. I don't know. Bye.